Hi everyone, my name is Liz Jenkins and I'm looking forward to meeting everybody and getting to know you all over the next few years as we undertake this experience together. I am, I started my art education journey in New York, where I am from, and I taught junior high art for about 10 years. Then I took some time off when I had my first daughter, and I developed a program called Art Start, where I did a mommy and me kind of preschool art classes in New Jersey, in the Princeton area for several years. Then I moved out to Indiana for my husband's work, and I've been out here now for over 20 years. The last 11 or 12, I guess now it is, I've been working as an elementary school art teacher in a district called Mount Vernon. And that's where I am now. And this is my first image to show you guys, artifact to show you guys, is my classroom, because it pretty much, I try to sum up who I am as an art educator in this venue. And I love teaching elementary school art. I don't know why I didn't do this earlier, but I'm glad I found my way here. And it's a great school and great kids, K through 5, and it's a lot of fun. And my goal in this art room is to create students that leave here just loving art, whether or not they feel like art is something they're going to make a career of, or whether they can draw things exactly the way they want. That's not my goal here at all. It's to make everybody just walk out of this building loving art and wanting to participate in art in some shape or form. Let's see. The teaching moment that made me curious was during the pandemic, when we had such crazy schooling going on, and I noticed a need for students to have something to help soothe the anxiety and the stress that was going on around that time. So I kind of changed the way I taught things around. And one of the things I've always done is have a journal, and doing like doodling and Zentangling is something that always helps to calm me down. This is my second artifact, by the way. And I always use sketchbooks with my students, but after the pandemic, during the pandemic, I wrote a grant to acquire funds to get different kinds of Sharpies and pens for the students to use, and then students either brought their own sketchbooks, or I made sketchbooks, so I always have sketchbooks for everyone. And we started using sketchbooks a lot more in the art room to sort of, as a place to help us calm down and put thoughts and ideas and just doodle, learned how to doodle, and just not having to make things look perfectly. And that really came out of the pandemic, and that's been a big impact for me as far as the kind of art educator that I am now and that I want to be. Let's see, before I get to the remarkable part, my third artifact, I'm gonna take you guys over here. This is an artwork that I did about 15 years ago. I do a lot of collage work. This was one of my first ones, and this one incorporates my family into it. So they, of course, are important to me, along with being an art educator. They're younger here. My oldest one, who is now 23, graduated from IU, lives in Milwaukee. And my middle one, who is now a sophomore at Purdue, and my youngest one, who is 15, and she's a sophomore in high school. This represents just my community where we lived at the time and still do, and the dog I had at the time. Somehow my husband didn't make it into the painting, but I just celebrated my 28th wedding anniversary. Let's see, I think that sums up most of the things about me. There's my 3 artifacts, and something that is interesting or remarkable about me would be my very first teaching job. As a 22, 23-year-old, I was hired in Harlem, New York, to teach art, social studies, and Spanish. I don't know Spanish, and my limited skills in social studies as well. And that, to me, was a remarkable experience that I made it through there. Survived the year and learned a whole lot about being a teacher and perseverance and relating to kids. So I look forward to getting to know you all. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody's video. And thanks for listening to me babble for a while.